Game number 2 underway. I'm trying to get away from saying all right because I noticed a little while ago I say all right at the start of every game, but now it just feels awkward shouting like game number 2. I gotta find an intro thing that I can stick with, but at any rate, I'm Rifkin, joined by Zombie Grub. This is the IEM Katowice Qualifiers. This, of course, is the chance. One player from today will have a chance to go on to compete for the $100,000 prize. Fully played for trip and flight and all these wonderful things by IEM, of course, but they gotta get through today first. Spawning in this quarterfinals, sorry, one last point. Spawning in the top left corner of the map, playing for CJ Entis, it's the teal Zerg player Hydra.
And the bottom right, as the blue Zerg, it is Solar from Samsung Galaxy.
So, for Solar, I imagine he's feeling a little bit bashful right now, having just been all smug about taking Hydra down without any issue, but you gotta keep in mind, a lot of what just happened for Hydra was a lot less his doing and a lot more Solar's. Like, when you dedicate to an all-in, you have to be sure that you can win that game, and if it doesn't work, well, then we see the results. They spoke for themselves here as we get into game number 2 with Solar behind one. Not sure if he'll stick to those same tactics or if he'll go for something earlier. I mentioned it in the last game, Solar's not exactly the go-to player to make Banelings and Zergling aggression his primary attack, but I've seen him handle himself well with it, and quite frankly on Frost, might not be too bad of an idea if you can catch Hydra off guard. It is worth noting, guys, both of these guys are Korean, both forced to play on the North American server due to the way the rules of the tournament work, so I imagine they both have a tiny bit of delay, which could indicate why they wanted to go for the Roaches instead of Mutalisks or Zerglings, which are much more micro-intensive units.
Yeah, it's not as bad as, the EU, so I don't know if it's... It might be a reason, but I don't know if it really is. I, of course, don't play from Korea to NA, so I wouldn't actually know. We do have both players going for that 15 hatch, though not unexpected on a big map like Frost. Although that is when people try and mind game you and go for like a 6 pulled in. But we also have a gas for Solar compared to Hydra, who is going for the same build as last time.
So certainly almost going to be for speed early on. The question is whether he keeps them on past 100. Speed Ling all-ins are actually not too uncommon. 6 Zerglings out early like this, however, is. Now, this isn't anything that I think is going to end the game here for poor Solar, but this is quite a bit of aggression to be seeing early on like this. With no speed behind it, no follow-up, just going for queens and 6 early Lings.
Yeah, it can't be a surprise because as you can see, Hydra's only making 2, some of these make 4, but obviously that's still less. So if you go across the map with them and then... Wait, am I reading this wrong?
I think you read it wrong. Yeah,
I read it wrong. So
Hydra's coming across.
Yeah,
with the
Solar.
Lings.
So if Hydra gets surrounded those Lings and Solar just made a bunch of drones, then he can lose 1 or 2 drones for being able to repel it.
Is he even going to see these Lings? I don't know. Okay, he did see something slip out, but he doesn't know what. It kind of looked like just 2 Lings. I was watching his vision, so... I mean, with the Queen, he's not in real danger, right? Like, the Queen with the mineral lines and a couple drones pulled,
yeah,
it's not an issue. But he's going to play this safe, pulls the drones back towards the main. Queen's on hold position. Combined with these drones, he'll hold this off with relative ease.
First blood.
Yeah, I feel like he really shouldn't try and tango with the queens. If the drones are being pulled behind them, he should just left, because now I feel like it was a complete waste. He killed absolutely nothing.
No, that one definitely not. Where did Solar's Lings end up on that?
Probably just ran to the queens.
Yeah, it may have just been the case. No, he doesn't have resources lost. I'm confused.
Well, let's go to the units tab and press on... No, he lost.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see them there, but look at
They're in
Solar's...
the Zelnaga.
Okay, thank you. I'm going crazy here. Like, anyways, it is going to be a speedling attack coming out of Solar as predicted. No bailing nest has been made behind this, and he did pull off of gas. So the biggest thing about this is trying to hide the numbers early on. Unfortunately, I believe some of them did get scouted coming across the map, which is why he's not bulking them up in the main. He should be able to get a surround on these queens. Oh god, he's going to be in a spot where he keeps them off of the creep no less. So one queen going to go down here. More Lings on the way. This is such a big deal for Hydra because he's not going to have these to sit on the ramp. He's got 2 more queens back here for sure, but this is the difference of 4 queens doing a ton of damage versus 2 queens doing a little bit of damage.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to drone wall as well. And as you can see, he does have to pull back and try at least attack with them, although the wall is probably a better option.
I like the whole position.
It looks like he will hold. There's no bailing nest behind this. In fact, Solar's actually getting a fairly fast third. But I did like that aggression. I was owing before that happened because I realized that's why Solar seemed to overreact to the 6 Lings, is because he didn't want them getting in at all to scout the gas. Anyways... Does not end too badly for either player. In fact, the drone count's identical. Hydra actually has a slightly bigger army, and he's getting a Baneling us too, so a counterattack could be in order. Well, the roaches would probably already be out by Solar.
Yeah, and of course he doesn't know if he needs to dedicate to banelings. I mean, 1 or 2 are always what you want to have to deal with any amount of lanes that could come out, but Solar's not going to be afforded that opportunity. He's not going to have an easy mode defense. So quite frankly, if Hydra goes for a big counterattack, it could cost Solar the game. There's 16 more lings on the way. He's going to have banelings, and Solar doesn't have so much as a spine crawler to defend. There's 2 roaches coming out.
You know, I think...
But I don't know. This isn't looking good.
I think he feels so good about this counterattack because he sees that third with that Overlord. You know, otherwise, you know, he might not commit as much as he is, you know, saying, oh, he probably has a wall off, he might have some roaches, but knowing at least he can guarantee a third kill, doing this is, you know, is perfect. And it looks like he thinks oh, actually, there's a lot of lings.
That's a lot of banelings coming in too. There's such a low amount of roaches going off of the Queen. Solar trying to spread his drones out. Doesn't quite know if he needs to dedicate too much to this, but this is looking rough. There's some more roaches about to pop. The banelings have been somewhat undealt with, and wow.
GG, wow. Hydra fast 2-0 over Solar, who was on a hot streak.
I need to knock on wood. I cast or cursed this guy when I said he was going to be the favorite to take the tournament. I'm so sorry, Solar.
Apologize to Solar.
Hydra takes it in the end, 2-0, and knocks Solar out. There's no losers bracket, sadly. So, as much as we all do love Solar, our condolences go out to him as he falls here, and we'll see what the next series we can cast is.